Welcome back to part 2 of my highlighting and contour series. As you can see, I've already started the highlighting. I filmed a few times. It hasn't been working out, so I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into it. So with the first part 1 of highlighting and contour, basically I explained to you like the whys of why do you highlight and contour. So, there's different face shapes and types, so you definitely want to do that according to your face shape. So I'll jump right into it. When I highlight and contour, there's several different ways that I do it. There's several different products. So it just depends on what look I'm going for. Sometimes it depends on the weather outside, what have you. So I like to work with powder products sometimes cream products. It just depends. It varies. I'm never just stuck on, one way of doing things or one product. So I'll just show you one of the ways that I do it. I'm pretty sure I'll do more videos and show you, other different ways and techniques that I highlight and contour, but this is just one way. So I started off by using the LA Girl Pro Concealer, just because I know it's one of the more popular concealers out right now. And it's extremely affordable. It's only like a couple of bucks, and I think it works for pretty much any skin type. So I think that will be a good one to start off showing you guys. Now, I do know some people use the same concealer in a darker shade to do the contouring too. So you can totally do that also. I'm not going to do that this video, but just to let you know, there's several different ways you can do it. So I started off by taking the concealer and just basically applying it in a triangle shape, under both eyes. Put a little bit of product down the bridge of my nose, a little bit of product the center of my forehead in sort of a T-type formation, a little bit here on my chin, a tiny bit on my cupid's bow. So basically I hit the spots where the sun or light naturally would hit the face. You definitely want to do this according to your face shape. So like if you were to have like a lower hairline or a shorter forehead, you probably could bring that highlight up a little higher. You probably would want to just skip altogether doing contouring the forehead, because that would make it look even smaller. So now you kind of get the picture of what I'm saying. Like, it's not a one size fits all thing when it comes to highlighting and contouring. So basically that's where I apply my highlight. Usually I'll use something fluffy, like maybe this the Max 224 brush to like blend this out, or my fingers, or sometimes I use a beauty blender, but today I'm going to go ahead and use a beauty blender. I'm going to wet this sponge, the beauty blender sponge. You can use Fix Plus or something like that. I use both. I'm going to use water today, so I just kind of soaked it down with water, and I'm going to go ahead and start blending that concealer out. And you guys, you want this product to be really smooth under the eye, especially if you have like fine lines under your eyes. You're going to want that to be smooth. So look up and make sure you blend that very well under the eye. And just kind of follow that triangle formation when you're blending it out. Just like that. And with highlighting, blending, the better blended out, the better it's gonna look. You might not get it perfect the first time, but the more you do it, the better it's gonna look, and the more you're gonna perfect it. It's like anything else. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye. And already you can see how it sort of gave me a little bit of a facelift. You know, I look more awake. It looks a little bit more natural. Before I started, my face was all just evenly one color. So adding a little highlighting to the center parts of your face, it just kind of makes you look a little bit more alive, if you noticed. So blend that out. And if you could tell, you can't see where my highlight starts or begins in this area. It's just faded out seamlessly, you guys, and that's what you're going to want to do. You're going to want to blend that out and fade it to the point where you can't tell where one product starts and one product stops, or starts and begins, or whatever. So pretty much blending is the key. It can never be blended out enough, you know. So I'm going to go down the nose and just kind of tap that lightly to fade that out a little bit, just like that. Blend that out there. And go ahead and blend it out in sort of a T-type formation on the forehead. So just like that. Yes, should look something like this. So from there, I am going to set that highlight with the powder. Usually when you're using a cream product or something like that, you're going to want to set it so it doesn't crease, so it stays all day, and it gives it a more mattified finish look. There are different products you can use for that. It just depends on the product that you prefer. A lot of people use Ben Nye powders. Just every brand has a setting powder. So today I'm going to use Ben Nye's banana powder mixed with a little bit of Max Mineralized Skin Finish powder. So I'll show you how I do that. Sometimes I feel like banana powder is too yellow. But some days I like it, you know, it just depends. I switch it up. So I'll get a brush with Max Mineralized Skin Finish powder, and it's just in a lighter color. And I just sort of take a little bit on the brush and just set that. Same thing here, set this, set that. Set here and here, just like that. I could stop there if I want to, but sometimes I just like to add a little bit of the Ben Nye powder too. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the excess of the Ben Nye powder that's just sort of in the top, a little bit of the product, and just apply the same way that I applied the MAC powder. I'm going to do this, but I'm using very, very little. Here. Nose, a little bit here, and that's about it for the highlighting part, just like that. So from here I'm gonna go right into showing you how I do the contour part. So today what I'm gonna use is Studio Fix powder in a darker shade. It's a few shades darker than my skin tone, so it's dark. And take a little bit of product on my brush. And for this, you want to kind of make a fish type face. What you're doing is searching for that crevice right under your cheekbone, where it sinks in right under your cheekbone. And that's where you're going to lay your contour. So naturally, I can see mine is already a little darker here. So I'm just going to follow that same formation, being careful not to go in too close to my mouth. So I'm going to go here with the product. and stop about here. I know some people probably go in a little bit closer towards the mouth. I just don't prefer to do that. So I think it looks a little bit more flattering here, but I guess it depends on the face and it depends on what you like too. So in a lot of ways, I feel like there's really no wrong way in doing makeup. It's just makeup and everybody has a preference, you know? So I'm doing the top of my forehead, making sure that it's blended into the hairline. Here. And if you notice now, my face is looking even more oval than before. And that's basically the purpose, that what we're going for. So you want to make sure that contour is blended out really, really good. And if you want yours darker or deeper, you could definitely add more product, but you always want to start off with a little rule of thumb. You can always add more, but it's a little bit harder to take away. Okay. Basically like this.